Eddie.
Yeah?
You want your forensic? You better be quick. I only can't wait to get cleared up.
I'll do this.
Yeah.
So, what's the story here?
Can full of petrol through the letterbox.
What time?
Just after 2 last night. Occupant was asleep upstairs. The neighbour and Mrs. Downs raised the alarm before it really got going.
Why don't you take that, Helen?
Here, Mum.
They knew what they were doing. They rigged it to give him enough time to get to the car before it went off.
So what about the smoke alarm?
Didn't go off. Battery's gone, probably. People buy these things, stick them up there, think that's it for life. Never dream of checking it.
I'll get Soccer to check it out. Thanks. Is that the owner?
Yeah, Mr. Wickham. He didn't see much. Excuse me.
I hear you were quite a heroine last night, Mrs. Downs.
It was just lucky I looked out, that's all. It was late, gone 2, I was reading in bed.
Bit of a night owl, are you?
I couldn't sleep. I heard a car pull up outside with the engine running. I thought it might be someone dropping my husband off, but when he didn't come in, I got up to look.
How long was that after you'd heard the car pull up, would you say?
About half a minute. Anyway, the car was outside next door. A man was getting in when something else caught my eye.
The fire?
It seemed to start up all at once. It was halfway up the door in seconds.
So what did you do?
I just ran over and banged on the window.
Till you woke Mr. Wickham?
I didn't know if they were dead or alive in there. Not till the fire engine got here and I saw him talking to a fireman. They told me he got out by jumping onto the extension at the back.
He has a lot to thank you for, hasn't he, eh?
What a mess. I mean, where am I going to start?
It probably looks worse than it is. Just smoke damage.
Thank God my wife and daughter weren't here.
Where are they?
Visiting her mother for a few days. I haven't rung them yet. How am I going to tell them?
Mr. Wickham, can you think of anyone who'd want to do this to you?
I suppose you could say I've let a lot of people down in the last month.
The car was there when I saw it from the window.
And when you ran out into the street?
I was just in time to see it driving away.
Did you notice what kind of car it was?
It was dark, it all happened so quickly.
How many people were in it?
I think there were 2 men.
Can you describe them for me?
I'm sorry, it was dark and it happened so quickly, it just whizzed past me.
Take your time. Now think about it.
It didn't cross my mind it was connected to the fire. All I could think of was the people in the house. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I know it's not easy.
He's not even come over to thank him. I mean, you think he'd come over and say something?
Well, I suppose he's got a lot in his mind at the moment.
Right. What's going on here, then?
Some stupid pillocks boxed me in. I mean, what a place to park a car. How am I supposed to get to work?
You tried finding the owner, sir?
So I can punch his face in? I just want my car out.
We made lingerie, swimsuits. The whole thing went belly up 3 weeks ago.
Rough.
Voluntary liquidation. All we needed was a couple more months. Things would have picked up, I just know it.
Did you have a lot of creditors?
We were behind on everything. Worst of it is, a lot of our suppliers were small businesses like us. A lot of them good mates.
Do you think one of them could have done this?
I don't know. I suppose it left some of them in the lurch. Everyone's on tight margins these days. But burning people in their beds over an unpaid bill.
We'll need a list of all your creditors. So, what happened last night?
The first I knew was the banging downstairs.
You were asleep.
There was smoke everywhere. Flames coming up the stairs. I got out the back by jumping onto the kitchen extension.
I wonder why your smoke detector didn't go off.
Battery must have been flat. That's what the fire officer thought.
Do you own the house, Mr. Wickham?
No, it's rented. We had a place, but we sold it. Put the money into the business. Everything went into the business.
Who would have known your wife and child were away last night?
Come on.
It's incredibly lucky that they were.
She saw a man get into a car. No details.
Oh, come on. She must remember something.
Well, she's a nervous little thing. She's very distracted, I don't know. Plus, her husband kept trying to get in the act, and that didn't help.
Well, she's our only witness.
I'll have another go at her, don't worry. Hopefully without the husband around this time.
Hotel 862, Whiskey, Yankee, Romeo. Yeah, that's lost or stolen. Just late last night from a pub car park in Learmont Road.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. Danny, these are the people Wickham owed money to.
Should keep us
Yeah,
busy
well, I
for
was
the rest
wondering
of
if
the
you'd
week.
like to come in and try working on a photo-fit picture of the man you saw, Mrs. Downs.
Start with the ones I've ticked. They're the smaller
Well, it
suppliers
might
of
help
most
jog your
clues.
memory.
Let's go.
You never know. Oh, it really would. It would be very helpful. Yeah. Well, whenever suits you. Yep, that's great. That would be great. Thank you very much. Okay. Bye.
She's coming in then.
Yeah?
Good. They all fall for that old-fashioned charm.
Some things you can't learn in interpersonal skills courses.
Come on, Helen. Today's modern copper takes lady governors in his stride.
Tell me about it. Her appointment's so politically correct, it's way off the scale.
You just can't stand the fact that she's younger than you.
Well, prettier than you. Here we go. Yours is one with a spoon in it, OK? The artist will be along in a minute.
Yeah.
The photo-fit procedure's very simple. Just let her guide you through it.
I'm afraid I'm wasting your time.
There's no harm in giving it a try.
I'm not that. It's just the man I saw getting into the car last night. I knew him. Only they must have seen me. I got a phone call this morning.
They threatened you.
I couldn't say anything to you in front of Ronnie. He doesn't know.
Just take it easy, Marie. Start at the beginning. Who's the man you saw?
He collects money off me sometimes when the regular one can't come.
Money for what?
Money I've borrowed.
He's a loan shark.
That's what Ronnie calls him. He'd kill me, even though it's his fault we're in this mess. Money's like water through his fingers. We're only married a year, we're up to our ears.
So you took out a loan and you didn't tell him?
I only wanted to get straight with the bills, get a few things I really needed. It's only a £5 a week.
So who was this man you saw last night?
I'm not going to court or anything.
Don't worry, Marie.
But they could have killed someone.
They won't get away with it. Just tell me what you know and we'll take it from here, OK?
The car, it was a Sierra, a red one. The man's name's Dave. That's all I know. They only give their first names.
So who did you borrow the money from in the first place, then?
It was a leaflet through the door. PTN Financial Services.
George Patton. Did you recognise the man's voice that rang you this morning? Was it this Dave?
I don't know who it was, I'm sorry.
It's all right, Marie. You've been very helpful. Now, do you think you could give me a description of this bloke called Dave?
Red Sierra?
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, we've had one. Tallow Street. Kathy and Mike are down there now.
Right, well, it could be involved in our arson, so tell them to secure it. We might want it fingerprinted.
Right.
Ma'am, is George Patton all right?
Who's George Patton?
A fairly big-time loan shark. I've looked into lots of complaints about him, and intimidation's very much his style.
An arson?
I wouldn't put it past him, but mostly it's been broken windows, GBH, and threats of worse.
So what's this paragon of virtue doing, still running loose around Sun Hill?
Well, there's never been enough evidence. I'm looking for an informant. I'm trying to build up intelligence.
In other words, it's on the back burner.
Along with 20 or 30 other cases marked urgent, yes.
Well, I suggest we turn up the heat on this one and give Mr. Patton a pull.
Look, Patton's clever. He keeps his hands clean and he makes sure his own people don't talk.
So where's this softly approach got you so far?
We need hard evidence to get somebody like Patton.
Then get Marie Downs up here and I'll give you hard evidence. When DC Woods gives you the phone, just listen. As soon as you've heard enough, just indicate to him if you recognise the voice, okay?
Hello, is that Mr. Patton? Oh, no, I was given your number by a friend who said you might be able to arrange a loan. Yeah, it was a fairly large amount we're talking here, yeah?
Did you recognise the voice, Marie?
Yeah, that's the man that called me this morning.
Are you certain of that?
Yes.
Great.
They won't know it's me that told you, will they?
Not from us. You have my word on that.
So you didn't see her or anything? All right, thanks, love. Excuse me. Is this yours?
Well, it's not exactly a formal identification, is it, Sally?
No, but at least we know who we're after.
So how sure is the witness?
Very. Alan's seeing her out now, trying to have another go.
Still, Patton's not the man she saw before the fire was started.
No, but she didn't see who was driving the car.
Not a lot to go on. Come in, Helen.
Well?
I've tried, but she just doesn't want to get involved.
Well, did you try hard enough?
She's too worried about her husband finding out.
Then it's the same old story. And we haven't got the resources to go chasing after circumstantial evidence and unwilling witnesses.
Yes, I know, sir, but I'd still like to run with this one for a bit.
You talk to enough of Patton's victims to know that that's just not good enough, Alan.
I've said all along, what we need is an informant, someone who's worked for Patton. The trouble with the punters is that they know they've brought it on themselves, and once they've had a good thrashing, when they've been threatened with much worse, they tend to get philosophical about it, once the wounds start to heal.
Look, we all know how loan sharks work and that they're a fact of life around here these days.
Exactly, and Patton's just one of many.
He's one of the worst.
But we're talking about arson and attempted murder here, sir. That's slightly different from broken windows and a bit of GBH. We're talking about a man who's getting out of control, and I'm not having it, not on my patch.
But at the end of the day, we've got an intimidated witness and a victim who didn't even mention Patton as a suspect.
Yes, I know, but we will be talking to Mr. Wickham again.
But will he come through?
Well, if he doesn't, then I think we've got enough to go straight to the horse's mouth.
You haven't met Patton.
Well, then it's time you introduced us.
Yeah?
This is D.C. Woods, Sun Hill. We need to speak to Mr. Patton.
I see the crime prevention officer's been round then.
Yeah, no problem there. All right, let me have a look at the figures and I'll talk to him. Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Mr. Patton, D.I. Johnson, D.C. Woods, Sun Hill.
And what can I do for you, my love?
Inspector. Nice to see someone taking security seriously.
Yeah, well, if you didn't waste so much time bothering honest citizens, maybe it wouldn't be necessary.
Of course, you can't be too careful when you run a cash business.
A respectable business. I'm doing the police a favour.
Oh, yeah? How'd you figure that, then?
People I lend to have got nowhere else to go.
Well, that's certainly true.
When you need money, you need it. You think about it. If they didn't come to me, what would the next step be, eh? Thieving, that's what. Let's think of all the crime I prevent. I've got some very grateful customers out there who'd say I saved their lives.
At a price?
It reflects the risk I take. I get a lot of defaulting.
From what I hear, you don't tend to write off too many bad debts.
Yep. Well, as you can see, I'm a very busy man.
Oh, we won't keep you. We just need to talk to one of your collectors. Name of Dave. Mid-30s, heavy build, very short hair.
I don't know any Dave.
Well, how many collectors do you have?
I don't have any. I do my own business.
That's not how I've heard it.
I'm a one-man band, I am.
In that case, you can account for your whereabouts from midnight last night.
I was where I should be. Curled up next to the lady wife.
Patton sets up the loan, collectors do the rest.
Well, it would have to be something fairly big for him to step in again, then.
Exactly.
You taking me for lunch?
Someone who might be able to help us.
Oh, yeah, who's that?
Joe Meanan, he runs the credit union here. He put us on to Patton in the first place. Mr. Meanan?
Hello, Mr. Woods. Not seen you in a while.
Can you spare a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. This is D.I. Johnson.
Hello.
Mr. Meanan's been very helpful in passing on information on loan shark activity. He also encourages people to report intimidation.
I see enough of it. We had a woman in here the other week, one of George Patton's customers. We worked it out she'd paid 420% interest on a £100 loan to buy an electric heater.
No one twisted her arm to take the money.
There's plenty of people around here can't get credit cards or bank loans. They're desperate enough to agree to any terms.
And they can't do a simple bit of arithmetic.
They'll never see a contract or get told what they're going to end up paying. Just, here's your dosh, we'll come round every week. But just try telling the collector when you think you've paid enough.
Well, we might have something substantial on Patton this time.
You mean you're going to do something more than put the Trading Standards officer onto him?
We're looking for a collector Patton might use, name of Dave.
Dave Shaw?
He's a big boy with short hair.
Yeah, that's him. One of Patton's lads, all right.
You wouldn't have an address for him, by any chance?
No, but I can tell you where he is. You might just catch him.
Where?
Thursday mornings, he'll be down at Bevan House. Does his housewives run regular as clockwork.
That must be him.
He's calling at nearly every other flat.
Yeah, this neighbourhood well sewn up.
Well, let's see if he can spare a moment from his busy schedule, shall we?
Dave Shaw. Oi, police, Mr. Shaw. Open up, the police. Mr. Shaw.
How was I supposed to know you were the police? You could have been anybody.
You all right?
Sorry, love.
Mr. Shaw.
Look, I carry a lot of cash around. You can't be too careful.
Dave Shaw, I'm arresting you on suspicion of arson. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Oh, Gov, I got the forensic report on that arson.
Oh, great. Anything interesting?
Well, they had a look at the smoke detector. The battery was OK, but there was a wire not making contact.
Really?
Worth asking Wickham about?
There are quite a few things we need to put to Mr. Wickham. That's Wickham, in the phone box over there.
£304.86 cash. You don't watch yourself carrying money like that round here.
Well, I try to keep a lookout for trouble.
1 notebook, 1 pencil, 1 keyring, 4 keys, 1 mobile phone.
Yeah, don't I get to make a phone call?
Not on this, you don't.
But it's got all my phone numbers memorised.
We'll look them up for you.
Mr. Wickham?
Oh, hello.
Can we have a word?
Any news?
No, it's very early days. Mr. Wickham, that list you sent us, did it include everybody you owed money to?
All our creditors.
That's not what I asked.
Yeah, everyone.
Are you sure?
Well, what do you want? Every last bit of hire purchase my wife and I ever took out?
What about loan sharks?
How do you mean?
I mean, someone desperate to shore up a business might be tempted to take money from any available source.
So what if I did? It's not a crime.
Why didn't you mention it?
I forgot.
So who exactly did you borrow this money off, Mr. Wickham?
His name was Patton.
And how much?
5,000.
You can hardly pay that back a £5 a week.
Payment in full after 2 months.
With interest?
I was losing everything. It took us 10 years to build that business up. Don't you think I'd take any chance to save it?
So, the 2 months ran out and...
Not even that. We were forced into liquidation after 2 weeks. He went ballistic, Patton. All our assets were in the business, nothing he could lay his hands on. Said us going under invalidated the agreement.
But why cover up for him?
You see what he's capable of.
All the more reason to have him stopped.
I was scared of him.
Who were you calling just now?
What?
Up the road. Who were you calling on the payphone that you couldn't use on your own phone?
I thought it wasn't working.
It is.
Look, what is this?
You tell me. First you forget the most obvious suspect, then you have calls you prefer to make from the payphone up the street.
I didn't start that fire.
I think you colluded in it.
No!
Paul Wickham, I'm arresting you on suspicion of conspiracy to commit criminal damage.
No!
Yep, that was the problem with the burglary.
Dave Shaw. Done time for just about everything.
Oh, you surprised me.
He got out 2 years ago from an 18-month stretch for burglary. It's about the longest he's been out of trouble.
Yes, well, he may have found his true calling, but record-keeping isn't his strong point. Look at this. Here's BH, well, that's Behrman House. And here's a list of the flat numbers he visits.
What, no amounts, just ticks?
Well, he obviously doesn't issue receipts.
Is there a page for Limefield Road?
You see, that's what I'm looking for. Some proof that Shaw was doing business with Wickham, but Limefield Road isn't Shaw's usual patch.
That's probably why he got the job last night. Shaw's with his solicitor now.
Suppose I better go and get Mum.
Tell us where you were last night, Mr. Shaw.
You don't have to answer that.
Do you know George Patton?
George who?
The man you work for.
I don't work for anybody.
Oh, come on, you collect for Patton.
I work my own accounts. I don't work for anybody.
Have it your own way, then. How about Paul Wickham? Does he have an account with you?
Never heard of him.
Really? So why would you pour petrol through his front door and try to set his house on fire?
You don't have to answer that.
Like the lady says.
Dave, we found the car, we found the petrol can, they've been examined for fingerprints, footprints, fibres, hairs, you name it, and you've offered no evidence about your whereabouts at the time in question.
That's hardly an admission of guilt.
How'd you meet Mr. Patton, Dave? Did he lend you money? Then offered you a way of paying it back when you couldn't? He's looked after you, hasn't he? Found you a good solicitor, I'll bet. Mind you, it's in his interest.
I'm acting solely for Mr. Shaw.
as I'm sure he'll look after you when you serve time for this.
Mr. Shaw has not been charged, let alone convicted of anything.
What's on offer if you do time for Patton, eh, Dave? A nice lump sum waiting for you when you get out? You must have forgotten how slowly time goes by inside.
Aren't we straying off the subject here?
Arson's a serious offence, Dave.
They've got nothing.
Look, I'll talk to you. But without her.
Alan's talking to him now, sir, and not just about this job.
An ex-con up to his neck in it is hardly a star witness.
Well, that's why I want to talk to Mr. Wickham.
Intimidated victim with the usual sad story to tell.
I think he's got a lot more to explain than that.
You reckon he's in on it?
Well, just most of his story doesn't add up. Most of all, what Patton had to gain from burning down a rented house. Where shall we start, Mr. Wickham? The tampered smoke alarm? The convenience of your wife happening to be away? The fact of your forgetting to mention your dealings with Patton?
It was a relief, really. When the company failed, to hand the whole mess over to the accountants.
Only George Patton wasn't prepared to take his place in line with everybody else.
He was very angry. He said I lied to him. But it was only the same lies I told everyone else, myself included.
You must have known what you were getting into with Patton.
I really believed that loan would do it, that I could turn things round.
At George Patton's prices.
It was all or nothing, our last chance.
And when you failed, he threatened you?
He said he wanted to help me, that we both had a problem and this was the way we could solve it.
By burning down a rented house?
He gave me receipts for things. Expensive things, things we didn't have. I was to stay up there as long as possible, not raise the alarm till it really got hold.
So the inside of the house would be gutted and you could put in a hefty claim for the contents.
But the neighbour raised the alarm too soon.
Don't you see, I had no choice. He said he was going to burn the house whether I cooperated or not.
Will you testify to that in court?
If it will put him away.
These receipts, do you still have them? George Patton, I have a warrant to search these premises.
What is it now? Some tosser who owes me money trying to get out of it by making up stories. It's getting a bit tedious.
Oh, happens a lot, does it, Mr. Patton? Well, no smoke without fire.
Any collectors I might use are on commission. How they do the job is their business. It's not my responsibility if they get a bit excited.
Alan?
Yeah?
Do you call this carpet harvest beige?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Dave Shaw, does he get a bit excited sometimes?
I've told you, I don't know any Dave Shaw.
Really? Didn't you speak to him earlier today? Give him some advice about how to find a good solicitor?
I don't know what you're going on about.
But you were out with him late last night. Forgotten already?
What's he doing?
You insured for this lot, Mr. Patton? You got some nice stuff here.
You know, you really should hold on to your receipts, Mr. Patton. In case of fire.